Hey guys, this is going to be your second reading video for the week of November the 9th. In your first reading video, we read about our government's laws and we learned a little bit about important and unimportant information. And one of the things that we talked about was when I read a story, especially if it's a story that gives me facts and information, I want to look for the main topic and the key details. The key details are going to be the parts that help tell me more about my main topic, and they're going to help me better understand what I'm reading. Those sentences that help tell more about the main topic are going to be my important information. All the other words in the story are going to be my unimportant information. So I can go through a story and first of all find the main topic. Remember, usually the main topic is found at the beginning of a story. Then, as I read further, I can look for important details that tell me more about my main topic. Those key details are going to be my important information. In our last story, we read about our government's laws and we learned a little bit about how our country makes laws and how laws are followed. We also talked a little bit about how the government keeps order, how laws are made, and we talked about what happens if a law gets broken. So, as we think about our government, we said that a big part of our government are our people that work for our government. Last week, we read about smoke jumpers and we talked about firefighters and how their job is very important and they are a government worker. This week, we're going to focus a little bit more on police officers. And so, as we think about our stories this week, we're going to learn a little bit about how police officers work for the government and why their jobs are also important. Today, we're going to be in our reading booklet on page 17. So, if you can turn there, you can follow along with me as I read. We're going to read the story Community Workers by Ahmed Galvez. In this story, we're going to be learning a little bit about how community workers work for our government. And we're going to learn a little bit more about who else is a community worker. So listen as I read this story. As I read, I want you to also be thinking about the main topic and the key details. That's what we're looking for. Here we go. Community workers. Many people who work in our community help us. Teachers work hard to help their pupils learn and get smarter. Bus drivers take people places that are too far to walk. Mail carriers bring people letters, cards, and packages. All right, I'm going to stop right there for just a second and I'm going to go back to the beginning because remember we said that where we find our main topic is usually at the very beginning. Let's look back to our first sentence. Many people who work in our community help us. I can tell by this first sentence and from my title, Community Workers, that in this story I'm going to be learning about many people in our community that work and help us. And as I read on, I found out some important details to go with those workers. Who are those workers? Teachers, bus drivers, mail carriers. Those were 3. Let's see if we can find any more. The police are very important community workers. Police officers keep us safe. You may see a police officer directing traffic so that you can cross the street. Some schools have a police officer who teaches kids how to stay safe. You may see police officers in their cars with their sirens screaming, hurrying to rescue someone. If you need help, look for a man or woman in a police uniform or call 911. In this paragraph, I learned about another important community worker. Who was it? Police officers. All the information in this paragraph told me about police officers and what they do to help our community. Let's keep reading. Firefighters are very important community workers too. They race to fires whenever they get the alarm. They know how to put out any fire, big or small. It can be harmful to try to put out a fire by yourself. If there's a fire, you should call 911. Firefighters will put out the fire and protect you from harm. Whenever you need help, someone in your community is there to support you. In this paragraph, I read about another important community worker, and it was that's right, firefighter. So let's think back about our main topic and key details from this story. First thing I notice is my title says community workers. That's going to be part of my main topic. In the first sentence, I read that many people work in our community to help us. That is my main topic. I'm going to be learning about people who work in our community that are helpful. And so as I read, I want to be listening for key details that tell me who those people are. As I read about teachers, and they help people learn. Bus drivers take people places where they can't go by themselves. Mail carriers and how they bring letters and packages. Police officers and how they keep people safe. Firefighters and how they put out fires. All of these people are community workers, and these are the important details in the story that help tell me more about who the people are that work in our community to help us. I like finding main idea or main topic and key details because it's pretty easy. When you have a story like this that is full of facts and information, remember these important rules. Read the topic or the title and read the first or the second sentence. Usually you can find your main topic in your title or in your first or second sentence. Once I've found my main topic, that tells me what I'm going to be reading about. Then I can look for my key details. Remember that my key details are the important parts that help tell me more about my main topic. And as I read, I was able to find my key details by looking for who my community workers are. And I learned how they are helpful, as it told me some information about each worker. Good job finding main topic and key details. As we continue reading this week, we're going to learn more about main topic and key details, but we're also going to continue learning more about government and government workers, especially our police officers. Good job. See you later.